Okay, it's recording now. You can see my screen, right? Okay, so what I'm trying to do here now is I'm trying to remove this fringe over here. Yeah, the first thing we gotta attack is the fringe here. Freeze again. You, you can see the cursor, right? Uh, I did stop share, did I? Staring is paused. Oh, no wonder lah. It is paused. Why is it paused? How about now? No? Smaller. Sharing is paused. Why is it paused? Bring your chat window to the front. Interesting. Should have upgraded the software. Smaller means like what? Can you take a snapshot of your and WhatsApp me? I know you just WhatsApp me the image that you're looking at now. The screenshot. You just WhatsApp me, so I can see what's going on at least. Now. Okay, so let's talk about this lady here, and just to try and make her more, well, we want to composite her lah, make her more suitable for the background. We always in any situation, we always want to match the foreground to the background, not the other way around. Yeah, so the person who's coming into the background has to match the background. Even in movies, visual effects, all they do the same thing. All right, so this girl looks as if she doesn't belong, because you can see there's a fringe around her, number one. Number two, that her color doesn't suit the background. Her shoes are too red, and there are no shadows as well. Anytime you have there's a thing that connects to the ground, or anybody stepping on the ground, or even a table on the ground, there's always what we call a contact shadow. That what makes things look real. Yeah, if you notice her, there's no contact shadow, as if she's floating. And there's a dead giveaway to any human being's eyes that she doesn't belong to the scene. So we have to fool the human being's eyes to make sure that she looks as if she was already there. Yeah. So I'm going to zoom in a bit in this case. Let's zoom in a bit. And the first thing I'm going to do is a fringe lah. This fringe over here. Yeah. So if you select your mask, because it's good that you use your mask, because it's a perfect tool to use to remove the fringe here. Select your mask and go up to the menu, go to filter, go down all the way down to other, and then you go to minimum, yeah, and minimum you can only do integer, means you cannot use floating numbers. It cannot be 1.1, 1.2, cannot, it's always so the minimum of 1 will be good enough. So now you can see before and after that fringe is gone. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it at that. So that's done. Yeah. But again, when you zoom in, and you can see sometimes she's a bit sharp, because this image is a bit low res. They look as if it's blur, right? But some images are a bit high res, they look a bit sharp. Yeah. So what we can do to do that is actually we can look at our mask, and we can blur the mask a bit. In this case, we don't need it, but we can blur the mask. Yeah. For instance, if I go to filter again, and I go to blur, and I use my Gaussian blur. Gaussian blur will give that edge a bit of smooth. Yeah, that's my Gaussian blur. You can see here. Look at the mask. Yeah, before, after. I am only giving one radius, 1.0, and that will sometimes give a nice blur to the edge, so it blends with the background. Okay, so we did two, yeah. One is we did the minimum, sorry. Number two, kita blur the. You must remember to blur the mask, not the image. If you blur the image, the whole image become blur, right? We want to blur the mask. Cool. All right. So let me okay that, and then we option click on the mask again. So now you can see a bit of blur, right? I think this blur is a bit too much, right? I'm going to undo because this image is kind of low res, but you get the idea. Okay, the edging for this image is already nice, but now we want to attack the colors. Okay, to attack the colors, we have to look at the picture slightly outside like that. We will need to see the whole picture first, then we can see how whether she belongs to the scene or not, right? So the tool that I like to use is actually levels. Sorry, I'm not recording. Am I recording? Oh, I'm recording. Yeah, cool. So the tools that we're going to use actually is levels. You know why levels? Because levels, we can go channel by channel. Remember, right? If you use brightness and contrast, you can only adjust the luminosity of the image, which means only the darkness and brightness pixels. Okay, but for levels or curves, we can come and kacau the red, green, and blue. Why is that? Because I'm trying to attack her boots. Her boots is too red. Right, so what we can do is I don't even need to select her boots. I just go to the red channel. Okay, I can use my three sliders here, the three guys, whether we can see whether we can bring it up or bring it down. Make sure that it's connected to ground. Okay, let's try move certain things so that they can affect it. Oh yeah, see, now you can see I can bring the image down a bit to mute the red. Sure. 1 second. Donnie, wait 1 second, my cat. Donnie, what's up? What's up? Hey, come here. Why? Keep quiet. Okay, he's quiet now. Sorry, say again. Oh, here. Well, how does yours look like? Mm. My histogram is very flat. Mm. Okay, let me show me your layers. Capture your layers panel. I want to see what's going on with the layers panel. Is it the one? Oh, okay. Let me see. Oh, you don't have a clipping mask. Do the clipping mask on her. Mm. You didn't do clipping mask. That's the reason why. Ah, yes. Yeah. Okay. If no clipping mask, everything will be affected at the bottom. We don't want that. We only want to affect that girl on the bench. No, minimum we did on that girl's mask is fine. This one because level is on top here. If we do not do this arrow bended down one, it will affect the whole layers at the bottom. We don't want that, right? So only we want the girls layer to do that. I don't quite like the way Photoshop is doing this. I prefer the software called Affinity Photo. Affinity Photo, the levels it becomes a group, you know. When you do a clipping mask, it becomes like a group, and then you can only adjust that group. So everything you throw into a group, right, it becomes affected with that color, which is more better than what Photoshop is doing now. So on that what do you call that front, they are much better than what Photoshop is doing. I was surprised that Affinity Photo software, like cheap software like that, can do much better than what Photoshop can do. All right, so let's dial down the red, which is I'm going to the red channel here. Yeah, let me show off my focus tool. There you go. You can see my focus tool. Can see my focus tool? Oh, cannot, huh? Shoot. I'm actually focusing on that red there. Oh, it doesn't appear. That's sad. Alamak, never mind. Okay, So you see, I kacau her shoes already, right? That's, yes, I kacau her. See, and now I'm putting her down. By eye, I can see what's going on. So I can even tone her down a bit. And there's some green thing happening on her on her hair here a bit, but we can tone down as well. Okay. And then I'm going to go channel by channel. I'm going to go green. I'm going to tone down the green as well. Okay. See whether I can fit her into the background. It has to be more blue than anything lah. And keep her, making her darker a bit. And go to blue. We increase the blue a bit because we want a bit of blue on her. Okay, so you can see before and after. That's before and just tone down a bit. Yeah. Alright. And then we can go to the master channel, RGB. Also, we can disturb these two guys as well. See, I can make her darker. I can make her lighter as well. So now it's too blonde, right? So I tone down her hair. Use the gamma slider. Bring down a bit more. Okay, so this is where the mask comes into play lah. So the area that you don't want to affect, you use the mask to uncover or unmask. Okay. Her skin tone is still not matching because there's no human being here. We don't know how the skin tone is, right? If I look at the original image, you can see that's the environment, right? So this environment is a bit cooler. So I love to go back to red. Red has to be toned down a bit. Just pushing down a bit more red, and then increase the blue a bit. You can see a blue on her now, like as if coming from the seat, of coming from the environment as well, because we got blue sky, right? Blue sky should be hitting her, and you can see before it's a bit nicer. Yeah. Okay, tone down a bit, and then I will zoom in into her hair, which I don't like this blue thing here. I'll grab my brush, I'll click on the levels mask because it's white, we have to paint in black, right? I'm going to take this blue out here. Not so much. I will just bring down my opacity of my brush to maybe halfway, and I don't want to see this blue here on her hair here. Alright, let that still be a bit of blonde. Sometimes the post-op will turn thing into blue. We don't want that, right? Hair cannot become blue. Just toning down. Just her hair. Her face is okay, because it doesn't look cool if they have blue area there. So you can see a before and after. So much different, yeah? There's too much red. You can already see the too lot of red inside there. If I do it after, it becomes a bit bluish. Okay, and then the red also now ada sikit blue on it, you know. So it comes reflection from the environment, yeah. Okay, maybe I can move a bit of this from her hair as well. I can see a bit of blue going on her face also. Okay. Yeah, it's much better. And the one dead giveaway is there's no shadow, you know, right? You must have shadows. If you look at her original image, always compare to the original image, right? If I use my shift and switch off this, there's some shadow at least happening here. It depends on where the sun is coming from. If you look at the bench, right, under the bench is darker, which means the sun is coming from her left, our right, slightly on top, like a 1 o'clock position there. Because you can see a drop shadow here towards the left, right? The shadow is here towards the left, right? So we cannot mimic this because on our image we must see that the shadow is coming. The sun is coming from this side. Let me show you a sun. It's coming from. Let me show you. The sun is actually coming from there. Yeah, you can see the shadow is going towards like that. Actually, it's actually coming from like that, no more like that. Yeah, you can see a long shadow on the right. So we must make some shadow on her right of her boots. Yeah, the right of the boots have to have some shadow. If not, it doesn't look real. So find out where the sun is coming from by looking at shadows, where they're coming from. Yeah. Okay, so in this case, her shadow must be something around this area here, and maybe a bit of that area there, and she has to be darker here as well. Yeah, because she's sitting on a bench as a contact shadow, maybe darker there a bit. All right, slightly darker there. All right, and maybe we can also, but she was already sitting on the bench, so we cannot see what her body. So we can just make something like a dark shadow around here as well. I'm thinking. Okay, let's work on that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, because shadows are normally under people, I'll go to a layer which is just under her, your heat saturation layer here. I'll create a new layer, right? I'm going to call this shadow. Okay, and then I'm going to use, in this case, if I want to do a non-destructive way of doing things, I will use my mask for this. So you see my colors here are yellow and white, right? If you want to change this to default colors, you press the D on your keyboard, D for delta. It becomes default, yeah? And I'm going to put a black image. I want to cover this with black because my shadow is going to be black, right? So I'm going to use Option and Delete to fill up with black. Everything becomes black, I understand, it's okay. And then let's put a mask on it. Okay, and I want to turn the mask into black as well. And that's going to be Option Delete as well. So now the mask is gone. Right, so now if I paint using my brush and my mask, if I paint, yes, using white, take a brush and then make sure it's white, X is to reverse. You see, I'm actually bringing the black back. I'm not destroying the pixels now, yeah? That's a good way of doing things. And then bring the opacity down. Maybe the opacity can go up a bit because shadows are normally quite dark. Okay, so we'll zoom in. And this is, you have to trial and error, yeah? Because it's underneath her, and see, even if I draw like that, it's going to be underneath her. Yeah, correct. So I'm going to make something like that. This is just the initial pass. Okay, and I'm going to make something, maybe sometime around here, but like a contact shadow a bit. Okay, and I'm going to come here. I'm going to also make some dark here, as if that's a shadow she's sitting. Her coat is always covering something up, right? Maybe there as well a bit. Otherwise it will not look real, you know. But we don't have no problem because it's always changeable. What else? I think that's about it. Okay, since it's a mask, I can go and grab I can reverse the color, right? I can now I can soften my brush, and I can go and take out this thing here, very soft area, kind of like. And then you can suddenly need to look from far, you know, whether it makes sense or not. Just a bit of that area, maybe not even there, just here at the edge. Alright, that looks a bit like a nice shadow. This one doesn't have to be here because it's sitting on the floor. Just a shadow like that. Yeah, I can see a bit of shadow going on there. This one, soften the shadow. It's just to trick the eye, you know. Here a bit, just soften a bit. Shadow is the one that really make it look real. If you want, you can tone down the opacity for the layer, right? High or low. So I like to do it with a very dark color first, and then you can tone it down with opacity and all that. Sometimes small things like that makes lot of difference, you know. So zoom in here. Yeah, it helps. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back. That's why I said when you're doing this, you have to really sit down and really work it on it lah. So I'll go my brush again. This time I'll use my X. I think I'll put a bit of shadow here as well. Shadow there, just in case. This is how you have to look at a lot of reference photos lah. Photos, look at the original image, because the brush is soft now. It's as if it's a very soft shadow. Can even kacau here as well if I want to make it a bit more darker, that she's sitting there in fact. Okay, that one's a bit too much, so what I can do is I can move the opacity down a bit. There you go. Yeah, as if there's a light coming through the bench, but you can even make it darker if I want to. Because this is using a brush, so the brush you can always, on top of it, you can tambah lagi. Make it more darker. So you get the idea lah, yeah? So we have toned down the boots, we made her a bit more bluish. We have, I think the hair can be a bit more darker, yeah? So what we can do is we can, again, go back to levels. And I'm going to use the RGB to see if I can bring down her, make her more. Problem is she has blonde hair. Let's see the shadow. That's okay, we remove that blue fringe. I can go in with my brush because my is white, paint it black. Still a bit of blue in her hair like that. Brush bigger a bit. I just wanna make this one a bit darker. Go back to my blue channel. Yeah, I think that's perfectly. Just removing this blue from my hair. Okay, much better. Yep. Still not happy with it, but if you spend some time on it, right, you can really work on it lah. Yeah, but it's much better compared to before, after. Yeah, doesn't belong. Okay, and then let's talk about the sun a bit here. The earth, right? That you made in your version. Your version you brought in and then you just tampal the thing there, right? Like that, you tampal the thing there. Yeah. Okay, I just want to show you a cool trick that you can do. Anything that you have a background, black image, right? Any black background. Let me go and grab. Oops. Let me go and grab my image that you made. Let me go and grab that image. I know it's gonna screen go blank. Don't worry. I'm just gonna try and bring up the file up. It was under Dropbox. Let's go kind of forgot where I put it as well. Where did I put it? Yeah, I was searching for that. Media tutorial. Okay. Stock 5 JPG. Stock. What doesn't crash? Stock 5. Okay, there you go. I'll just pick it up here for a while. Okay. So I'm going to bring that in. Stock 5. And I'm just dragging and drop here.
I still cannot see the CCTV.
I know, I'm working on it.
When you're free, can you please get me the pasir bawah?
Yeah.
After that, I'm gonna pop up.
Oops. I think I brought. No, this stock 5 ah. What did I do? Stock 5. Oh yeah, it is stock 5. Let me just try and drop it. Yeah, okay, there you go. Right? So anytime you have an image which is actually black and white image, yeah, you can use magically you can use a blend mode to remove it. If you have pure black, pure white, you use your blend modes. You see up here, right? If I just run through this, you can see if you come under the lighten area, see it becomes the black disappears. Yeah, the black disappears. So in this case,
Off the music.
screen or lighten, I think lighten or screen will do the job lah. Screen, yeah, screen will do the job. Let me take his call. Just a call for UK. 1 second. Leeds, England, United Kingdom. Nah, never mind. Okay, sorry about that. Alright, so now you can see the background's gone. Right? Background's gone. So normally I use that as a a thing to remove background quickly without doing much effort. So because you can see that the cloud and this is actually earth, like you can put it just blending like that, right? And then what you can do is you can also put in the mask. All right, you can put in the mask, and then we can control click, command control click on the thumbnail. Oh no, not the cannot. So what we do is we do a select circle, select the circle, and then we'll make the mask black. 1 second, Jagan, sorry. Hello? Hello, yeah? Hello? Hello? Sorry? Hello? Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. Where are you calling from? Some advertising company, sorry about that. Okay, so now you can see what I'm doing here, right? Okay, but can you also see there's a white box around with it, yeah? So that's where we can come in and with our mask, okay, with the black, and then we can take that out. So I'm going to make my brush, soft brush, yeah, and then I can take that out slowly. Just remove that one out, yeah. You can see that actually is gone, a bit gone, but we can still. Oh, my brush is not pure black, so I gotta make sure that it's 100%, and I can take that out. Oops, not too much. So always use a mask. Don't save your files without mask. We know why? Because when you come back to edit, like what you gave me, right, I cannot edit anymore. I don't see all the edits that you've done, so it's going to be difficult for me to come back and edit, especially when you're working in a team or if you're actually just working for yourself as well. So just a hint of that earth there, so just nice like that, yeah, just hang it out like that and all that. Just put it somewhere like that. Can even make it nicer by blending it with the sky at the back, but that's good enough. Okay, and some people like to make it like, you know, sometimes you see all the science fiction movies, right? They have a very large earth at the back somewhere, as if they're in a different planet or something. On a certain day of the year, so sometimes the moons become, they call it super moon, it becomes much bigger than other countries and all that. So we can imagine that as well. There you go, right? So that's how we color correct. As you go along, you will learn all these tricks and you will become very good at it lah. Yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah, same mask. Yeah, select the change sky, put in a mask, yeah, and then I'm use a brush, make a big brush, and then you can make sure your brush is feathered, yeah. You just run through only lah, just take it like that and just run through. So now it's blending better, yeah. Now you can see it's blending much better. Okay, and then to top it up, if you want to make this one look very uh, cohesive, like together, right? What I'll do is I will normally go up right to the top and make a new layer. Okay, just to, you don't have to combine layers up. You can just make a new layer on top. Okay, if you want to make it warmer, I will just maybe go and grab maybe something like a orange color, sunny orange color like that, right? And I will just throw it into the layer, and I'll come and change the blender mode. Now you can see some different things happening here. Maybe this is nice soft light, yeah. Then you can tone it down. So if you change this color to maybe something bluish, let's say we take something like a blue, because we're talking about the beach, right? Normally the beach is a bit nice and blue. You can do that, it becomes blue, right? So now it becomes like cohesive, you know, like as if it's taken with one camera, probably with the ND filter on top or something like that. Okay, let's see a before and after. Or you can use, if I switch that off, you can go and grab your adjustment layer. You can use this adjustment layer called photo filter. Click on photo filter, and now you can see you can change the colors from here, selection of colors. I like to use this orange, yeah, and then you can turn up the density. So now you can see you get different colors. A lot of ways are doing this. There's a blue, yeah, very bluish, too blue already. Actually, you can bring it down, right? This will make the whole thing as if it's single scene, one scene, yeah. You can use a lot of stuff here. The other one you can use is, if I switch that off, the other layer we can use, the other one we can use is actually called the color lookup, yeah. Color lookup. This one will use LUTs. LUTs stands for lookup tables. So actually, if you make film and all that, right, people will provide you with a LUT, so that movie will look as if it's taken by one color, like Matrix and all that. They use a special LUT for it lah. It's called lookup table, and here you got so many. Maybe you want to try teal and orange plus contrast. There's something different, right? Maybe you want to make it to, the one my favorite is late sunset. Late sunset, but you can tone it down because you got opacity here. You can tone it down a bit, yeah, so it doesn't affect so much. But now I see there's the purples and the blues are all working together. If you find that the boot becomes too muddy or too this one, you can always come and change the layer, right? That's the reason why we have that capability of changing. This is moonlight. Now she's sitting as if she's almost either too early in the morning or too late at night. These are all a lot of LUTs that you can download from the internet as well. This is film stock. We use this a lot for movies as well, but this is just for image. Horror blue. You can play with all this stuff lah. And if you do an internet search, you can find a lot of this stuff online as well. Night from day, it becomes more like a night situation. There you go, yeah. And every time you have a mask, it's good because you can remove the parts that we don't want to affect. Okay. So I think I prefer the photo filter. Maybe not that color. Maybe this one. So you can test whichever you want. Right? Or instead of doing it using a layer like this, right? I will delete that. We can actually do it in this way. Yeah? Let's delete that off. Let's delete this. We can bring in a sorry, not a new layer, but if you go down back to the adjustment layer, we can use a solid color, or what was it called? Solid color. Yeah, when you do solid color, I like it because if I change its, I just press OK for now. If I change its, let's say go back to overlay or soft light, yeah, I can just click here and I can change the color by double clicking. See, and it's automatically updating. So this, I prefer this one because it automatically updates as we go along. So you can choose however intensity you want and all that kind of stuff. Alright, and you can just drag down, up and down. You can see it will just follow whatever you're trying to put. Too much red there. purplish. So that's better. Instead of you putting a layer and then changing the color and then checking it, changing color, checking, this one can update automatically. Here's the solid color. Yeah. Okay. Very well done. That's it. Yeah. You took it to about 99%. I just finished up the 1% for you. So you can, yeah. So it's among the clouds and all that, right? So use the blending modes. Like blending modes are your friend. Play around with that and all that. That's it. You did a good job. Very well done. For a person who has just learned about 8 hours of Photoshop, I would say that it's a good job. Okay. If you want to take this to the next level, you let me know. I can also put in a syllabus for you for level 2, which means intermediate topics. If you're really interested, you let me know. I will send you some topics that we will cover for the 8 hours. If you're interested, we will just do the same way lah. It's going to be the same pricing anyway. No, it's going to be same way of classes. It's one-on-one training. But because it's going to be intermediate training, intermediate topics lah. This is just the basics. We have not spoken about actions yet. A lot of stuff in the actions. We have not really gone into intermediate topics. Like going through we didn't even touch. I mean, I show you this one, but we didn't really go and use this very much. This is a magic tool that here we have. We didn't go into other tools here like the shape layer tool. We didn't really play with that and all that stuff. Yeah, it was very basic. But if you want to go into next level, I will prepare some topics for you. If you like it, I will give you a URL where you can just sign up, and then we will continue with another session. Okay, next week I have 2 days of training on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I have another half day. But let me send you the topics first. If you say you want to do it, and then we will set up a timeline. It doesn't have to be just in that one week. Maybe you can start on Thursday, and then okay. Okay. Mm. Okay, I can do that. Oops, what am I doing? Okay, right. You okay? Huh? The price is going to be the same, but it's going to be much deeper topics now. Let me come up with the topics, and I'll send you an email either today or tomorrow. Yeah, let's check the calendar because okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday a bit half day. I can do on Wednesday, or let's start on Thursday and Friday lah. Okay. Let's not. I cannot promise, but let us play by ear for now. But I'll send you the syllabus first, and then I'll give you a link. You can sign up, and then we can start lah. Weekend I don't really do classes lah. Yeah, because all my life I've been working very hard over the weekends and all that. Now I need to chill a bit. I dedicate my weekdays for trainings and everything lah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for your kind words. I've used it. I put it on my internet. I put it on my my page, my sale page. So hopefully other people can join in as well. Okay, Jagan. Thank you very much. So I'll see you soon. Yeah. Look out for my emails. I'll be sending some emails to you. All right, Jagan. I will send this recording to you, and then you can go through it lah. Yeah. All right, Jagan. Take care. All right. Bye bye.